What's going on, you guys? It's MaYheM here again today, bringing you guys a brand new video on the map Standoff. This is another MaYheM Explains video, and today I'm going to be going through the first rotation of hills on Hardpoint Standoff. What I'm doing is I'm playing League Play. I'm playing with our new fourth, Roscoe. He is back from vacation, and he is going to be our fourth. I don't really know what he's going to change his name to. That's really up to him. I don't really care when he changes it or if he changes it at all. That's not really a big deal to us. But he will be our fourth. That was a decision that our team made the other day, and we talked to him about it, and that's definitely what we want to do and where we want to go with this team. So, he's going to be our fourth anchor. He is a very solid AR shot, and he is a great S&D player as well, so our S&D game should be top-notch. Our hardpoint game should be improving now that we have a fourth that we have played with before. We have chemistry with him before, and now as four people that really have the same goals and the same ideals of how to play the game, we should all come together and start winning games, and we'll start scrimming and everything in the future. There will be videos of scrimmages, of ICN tournaments, of GBs, everything like that coming up, so you can be looking forward to that. So what I'm going to be doing is, it's me and Roscoe on a team with two randoms, and then there's a team of three with a random on the other team. So this is League Play, I'm sorry for that. The quality isn't the best whenever it's League Play. I wish it was like GBs or something, but we haven't really played one in a while with four people. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be focusing on the minimap today, and before I get started, I'll go ahead and remember to do this, so it's not blasting at you guys, and you guys can actually hear me talking. Okay, so for this first hill, one thing about this map that I want you guys to pay attention to, not so much, you know, what's going on this hill, but pay attention to the minimap, because for this middle hill, there are four main spawns, and it's always zigzagged. If you're an anchor, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind for where your team's spawning. You can almost guarantee where the enemy team is spawning. So it's just complete crisscrosses. So if the enemy team is spawning back hay, which they are now, we are always going to spawn at grandma's. It is literally, you're going to spawn across the map from your enemy team. If we are spawning at packages up in the top left mini-map, then they are spawning at gas. And it's pretty much just like that for the entire rotation of all of the hills on this map. Spawns are very easy to predict on this map, and you'll see me doing that in this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause it here, and we'll talk about this rotation. So, we made the rotation, we had the bad spawn on the first side, and Roscoe had pushed up in the tank. You could probably rewind it and see his rotation. He spawns here, he constantly goes to tank until he has that statue spawn, which is where we want to spawn. We want to be spawning at packages for the first hill, and then that's going to make them spawn either gas or back grandmas, and that's what we want to happen. We want to flip spawns right away. We want to be able to tell where they're spawning at and where they're coming from. So right now, with 6 seconds left, keep this in mind. You always want to make sure your transitional kills are the most important kills of the game. So at this 6 seconds, obviously no one's challenging me on the minimap, but typically you would have an AR player coming through factory to get these back hay bale spawns, and hay bale spawns are not as important as gas spawns. In the beginning of this game, hay bale spawns were like what you wanted to have, but honestly, gas spawns are much preferable for me as a sub player, because all I really have to do whenever I spawn a gas is to throw down a smoke mid-street. You take all of the AR players out of the game, and I can literally just dive into the hill. And it's very easy to get into the hill whenever you're spawning a gas. Okay, so 6 seconds left. We have a player back green, we have a player in the hill, and we have a player that just died. Now, keep in mind, we'll see where Crook spawns at. We'll go into the minimap. Our player just died, and he's going to spawn right there at hay with me since no one's challenging that. We have a back player watching gas. Now, keep in mind, before this hill came up, that red player had challenged this hill. It was before the hill was actually up, so watch where he spawns. Watch where the enemy player spawns. He's going to spawn completely across the map because he challenged without his team having position and without having the hill pop up. So, whenever you challenge in a position like that, whenever you don't have control of green or gas or hay, and you challenge this green hill, you are literally going to spawn across the map because your team has no position and the hill hasn't popped up. The game's still thinking, well, it's still in the middle hill, and his teammates are nowhere to be found on this side of the map, so I'm going to give him a good spawn to fight the middle hill, which is not where you want to be. You want to be fighting, you know, for this green hill, and the game doesn't recognize that, so you have to keep that in mind. Now we're spawning hay, so I know that they're coming from gas. You'll see, I think this is Roscoe and I, we're rotating early to go to grandma's, and we're going to rotate through red tractor. Now keep this play in mind. I want you guys to watch what I do here. Okay, so 10 seconds left. Like I said, you don't want to die with 10 seconds left. You want to wait until this hill spawns up. So I'm thinking, alright, they're all coming from back alley, so either I'm going to pick one off going into bottom grandma's, or I'm going to see one at least. And I'm not going to challenge that, because if I lose that gunfight, I'm spawning all the way across the map back at hay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this patiently. I see Roscoe coming up towards the hay bales. I peek in here. I see a player right there, so I'm not going to challenge that. What I do is I decide to go ahead and kill this guy back hay to help my teammate here coming up at tank. I don't want him to die and spawn across the map as well. As you can see, if I go to the minimap, look where Roscoe spawned. He literally spawned across the map, back in back hay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a team player, and I'm going to go for this kill over at hay. Now watch where this player spawns. He's going to probably spawn at gas, I think. I think that's where he's going to spawn. And we'll go to the minimap, and he spawns over at gas. So what I'm doing now is I'm pushing the hill. I know that we have control of these back hay, so my teammate gets a big kill in the hill. Then I take control of the hill, and now all of these players are going to spawn gas. So we need to push back alley. As you can see, we'll go to Roscoe's screen. I think he is playing over here. So he's holding this red tractor for us. He's making sure that nobody comes up through red tractor. So that gives us an easy benefit of the doubt, saying, well, they're literally always going to spawn gas, so all we really have to watch is back alley and this little yellow hop-up wall. So now that we're pushing out back alley, and we are pushing tractor with 25 seconds left, they are literally going to spawn across the map. So they have two decisions. Either they can run across the map and go contest us for this 20 seconds, which by the time they get there, it's only going to be 10 seconds, or they can stay. So watch what we do now. So Roscoe and I are pushing back alley, and we have literally given up the spawns in the back of back grandma's. That's what you want to do with 20 seconds left. You want to give up that spawn. You want that enemy team starting to spawn there with 20 seconds left instead of spawning at the new hill across the map. Okay, so since we are pushing out tractor and we are pushing out back green right now, pushing into hay, watch where the enemy team spawns at if they die, and watch where we spawn at if we die. So Roscoe gets a big two-piece. Now look where they spawn. One spawns gas, one spawns all the way across the map, and then we get a weird spawn at tank with that player. That's a really weird spawn. But now we literally flood them all out before the hill spawns up, and there another player spawns all the way out back alley. So what we're doing here is we're literally taking those two players that just spawned out, we're literally taking them out of the game for a good 10 seconds. We're literally making it a 2v4 for us on the hill for a good 15 seconds until those players even come and can even make an impact on the hill. So we'll go back to my perspective. I'm over here holding the hay spawns. I get taken out here. So what you want to do for this last hill, this fourth hill, is you want to control... I didn't mean to hit that. You want to control packages, and you want to control hay. Hay is more preferable than packages because whenever you're spawning packages, you only have one door to run through, or you have to go the whole way around through the front and pinch at hay. So what you want to do is you want to be controlling the hay bale spawns, and if you're controlling hay bale and packages, they're going to spawn gas or they're going to spawn red tractor. Those are going to be one of the two spawns. If you're pushing out one way, if you have a player top green, then they're going to spawn tractor all the time, and then that player can just watch that cross and just watch L wall and stuff. But if you're seeing that you're spawning packages and you have control of the hill, then they're going to spawn gas. If you don't have control of the hill, then they're going to spawn right there at hay, because the game says, well, his players are in the hill, so I don't want him to get spawn killed, because none of the enemy players are around here. So we take control of this, and I got full streaks going in. But keep in mind where they're spawning at. See, they're all going to spawn gas, and then I spawn red tractor, which tells me that they're a gas. See how it's just zigzagged across the map? I can tell you where the enemy team is spawning almost all of the time on this map. This map is probably the easiest map to control spawns on, because you know where the enemy team's going to spawn all the time, because it's just zigzags. It's just, if I'm spawning this side of the map, then they're spawning on the other side of the map. So now, with like 20 seconds left in that hill, we actually gave up the hay bale spawns and wanted packages spawn, because it gives us the spawns for the new hill. See how we're going to keep spawning packages? That's the spawn that we want for the middle hill. So it's all just a big circle. I love playing league play with Roscoe because it's so easy having control of spawns the entire game, and it's awesome. It's really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rotation of those videos there. The first half I was 22 and 11. He had only died 5 times. So that's your main job as an anchor, is to not die. If you can die the least amount on your team, then your team's probably going to win. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I hope it helps you out a lot. Keep in mind of where you're spawning. You can always tell where the enemy team's going to be spawning. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.